you please start? Perfect. Just what I was about to ask. Hi, good evening, everyone. Also, everyone who's now listening to this at a later point in time. Plan for today is to finish up on something that I have, somewhat forgotten last time that we had lesson, and also something that is very important for the way that Git works. It is just, I think, a short, like an interim session, and then we'll actually start coding in Python. I will directly see getting there. Perfect. Switching over to the slides. Now there was a couple issues that more than only Aline reported, Konstantin as well. The reason for that is something that we didn't have time for it last time, and I didn't explain for it. The overall concept is conflicts in Git that can appear. That might have been, everyone who did the homework should have encountered this, besides the first person who did it, because there was no conflict back in the day. I think, Sophie, you did hand in first, therefore you're the one who did it. Everyone else should have encountered an error, and everyone who didn't report clearly didn't do the homework then, or did find a way around it. What I saw is stuff like what Aline handed in, where she created a pull request, which we did not learn yet, which is a good attempt. And then the stuff from the help chat that was like failed to push because as the error reads, tip of your current branch is behind its remote counterpart. Same also here in that error message. Now, what is going on? In general, someone made a change in GitHub, and you did not yet have that change on your machine. And you are also trying to push your information to GitHub. And now there is a conflict created because someone has written something and pushed it there, and then you are writing something and pushing it there. And this is what is the lines in between these weird smaller than symbols had, and then greater than symbols, and then this is an ID, a hash value. What you read in there, the first one, Konstantin was here, and then the lower one is this working, question mark Aline, is actually the way that Git tells you, I have two different versions. Please teach me which of these two versions is correct. One is the one that is already there, and one is the one that is incoming. Git is basically telling you there is a conflict. And dealing with this conflict is something that is very important, and also something that kind of makes Git the way it is. Because in the end, we will have only one main story that we agree upon. Not multiples, as we might have here if there is conflicts. What you would do, just in theory now, is you would look at these two different files that are there, one of them from Konstantin, one of them from Aline, and then you would have to edit this text file, because in the end it's only a text file, to only contain what you really want to be in there, and also remove the lines that we'd had, the equal line and the lower line, if you were to do it old school. I will show you how to do it better in a second. But just so you know, this is why you were not able to push your changes to GitHub directly. Also, I've seen that people have pushed changes to GitHub directly, which is a very bad sign because, okay, it means that you can clearly research on the internet how you can do it still. Because I'm pretty sure some people did use git push -f, F standing for force. With this, you just ignore history and you just say whatever anyone else has said, this is now the truth. So I'm pretty sure someone overwrote stuff in my Git. Therefore, the correct way is not to use git push minus F for force, but to resolve these conflicts and then push again as soon as you have the conflicts resolved. And even better, and I will teach you that in a second, is how to avoid these conflicts altogether in the beginning with the concept of branches and pull requests. I think for now, just for the beginning, I will now manually create one of these conflicts, and I will show you how I resolve it if I have to resolve it. For this, I am going into GitHub here. Interestingly enough, you might read that here on the top. It reads here, your master branch isn't protected, meaning the branch like where we are working right now, it is telling me there's people able to force push, which is what someone of you has done, delete stuff or require status checks before merging. I will activate this later. But just so you see, even GitHub is aware that something is going on there that is still not perfect. But I will now create an issue inside of GitHub by just manually editing the stuff here. This is creating conflicts. Just typing that in here and updating it directly in GitHub, something that you would usually never do, but just to create this issue now. And now I will go back into my code editor. This is basically what you have experienced. No, this is basically the interface that you will experience the whole time when you write code. And in there, I will now just write something. Hi, Sebastian here. Saving this and basically recreating what you've done. Git add all git commits -m, adding in my name git push. Now, interesting, right? This is exactly what I read about in the channel, because now there is a conflict. Something on GitHub is further ahead than what I have. Now, what I do for this, I pull in the latest information. Oh, I have to set my config as well. Sorry. I am pulling in the latest changes, and as you see here right now, I now have exactly these lines that you saw in the other screenshot before. There is what I am trying to push to GitHub, and also this is what is in GitHub. And what I can now do is I can just manually delete all the stuff that I don't want to be in there. And if I want to have both in there, this is then how I have both in there. Save the file, and then do commit that again, because now I can tell GitHub, look, I have seen what you have in conflict. I have edited it, and now I can push it again. Git add everything. Git commits -m with message resolved conflict. And then git push. And now GitHub lets me actually push. Now I have manually resolved the conflict. It is a bit tedious, as you saw, because I needed to first see that there is a conflict, then pull the information to my machine, then decide on what I want to keep, and then push it to GitHub again. But if I now go back to GitHub and I reload the GitHub page, I see that both hi Sebastian here and this is creating a conflict are both on GitHub. Therefore, this has resolved the issue that existed before. It is not the best way to solve it, but it is a way to solve it. And if you all want to, you could try that out after this session. However, the way that this is usually handled in practice is by not just allowing for this to happen, because there's a thing called branches. You have read the word branches again and again by now, because as you all have seen, you always have this weird master um, behind behind your in your terminal, meaning you are on the branch that is called master, the master branch. Basically, this is just one of many images on how to best explain it. It's not 100% trivial, but it's actually not that complicated. Master usually refers to the one branch where like the final truth is. Master is what everyone agrees on. This is the truth. But people can just say, look, I am now writing my own history for a while. And then as soon as I am done writing history, I will try to merge, as it's called, merge that history into master. This is, for example, feature. Feature could be the name of a branch or another feature. I will show you what that means in practice. Wait, let me quickly clear my console. And I will expand on what you see. Is the font size okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. As you see, I am right now on the branch master. And what I can tell GitHub is git branch, and then it tells me what branches exist, like what versions of history exist. And I can now create a different branch. Some of you have done that. I have seen that from Sophie and I've seen that from Eileen. I will create a new branch by typing, I will send all the commands over later, git check out -b, and then the name of the branch, Sebastian's feature. And now Git is telling me I have switched to a new branch that is called Sebastian's feature. And now in this branch, I can do the wildest stuff. I will create a new file. Touch readme2.md. So I have, if I type ls, seeing that I not only have the readme, but also the readme2.md. So I created one new file, and I will also type some stuff in there like, hi, this only lives on my branch for now. Exiting out, saving that. And now I have one text file on that branch that contains stuff that is for now only on that branch. If I now switch back to the other branch, I do that with git check out and then just the name of the branch, master. And I type ls in here. Oh, wait, it is also on, I didn't commit it, my bad, sorry. Git check out Sebastian's feature, git add everything, git commits -m, made a new file. Okay, now I made one commit on that new branch. And now I switch back to the old branch, like the git the master branch, git check out master. And I type ls. I will now see that on master, I do not have that file, this readme2, but only readme. And if I go back to my Sebastian's feature branch, there the readme2 exists. Meaning now I have two different versions of history. No one did do anything on the master branch, but people only did changes on the other branch. And now what I would do is I now push that change to GitHub. the first time you push on a new branch, it will ask you to where do you want to push it to. And you can just copy that thing here, that line here, and paste it below. Oops. And then you see it pushed. And if you now go to GitHub, I already received a message that there's a new branch, Sebastian's feature, that had recent pushes 2 minutes ago. But also here on master, where I am right now, there is no change. Meaning I did not overwrite anything on master. But now I can select the branch, my branch here, and see I can select my branch and now say, look, I am happy with what I have done on my branch. I would like to merge that branch into master. So in the end, it also becomes part of the main story of our whole Git story. Therefore, I can create something that is called a pull request, a word you have heard in the past, I think. I just click that button here. Then in here, it gives me the line that how I name my commit, and I can add text here if I want to. And in the end, whenever I'm happy, I can say I now create a pull request. GitHub is now checking if there is any conflicts. If so, I would have to resolve them here. And if there is no conflict, I can click merge pull requests. As soon as I do this, this is now moved from the branch Sebastian's feature back into main, into master branch. And now if I go back to master, I see master now also has the readme too. What this means is, maybe I'm going a bit quick, I'm not sure if I'm losing people. This allows for me to write some code that I am not sure if in the end I want to move to master or not. I will not interfere with anything that is going on master as long as I write on my own branch. And only as soon as I am happy with what I have done on my own branch, I can then push that and create a pull request to master. And then it can be merged into master. Meaning I will not overwrite anything from anyone else. And multiple people can also work on the project at the same time together. Imagine this feature that, as you see right here, this is the point in time where I say I now make a new branch. And then I make a commit on that new branch, push it, and then it is merged back into master. And so we all can together write a story where no one interferes with anyone else. This is common practice. This is usually how this is done in practice in the end. Another thing that is usually done in practice that I did not show you there is usually this button, merge the pull requests, can only be activated by someone else. So I am not even allowed, for example, in my work, not because people don't trust me, to merge my own pull requests, but I need someone else to look at the code that I have written before then someone else decides to merge the code that I have written into master. This makes sure that the quality of code that is written in the end is somewhat high. At least that 2 people have looked at it, and if there's a mistake, then 2 people should have seen that mistake. Is that overall concept clear? It is for now only about the concept. You don't have to reproduce it for now because you will learn the commands. You will do it again and again. I just want you to understand how branches, how pull requests, how merges, and how conflicts work in general. 2 people nodding, that is a good sign. No one else has the camera on, therefore I assume this is somewhat understood. Perfect. With that in mind, this is only the commands that I just mentioned. With that being said, at the end of these slides, they are of course online already. There is the homework from last session. Please redo the homework from last session using branches. So create your branch, make a change, push it, and then create a pull request. Best case, do not merge the pull request yourself, but just leave the pull requests there. Then I can look at the pull requests. I might even change GitHub or our group project in a way where only I can merge pull requests, or maybe only someone else can merge a pull requests. I'll have to think on how I want to do that. And then I can look at the pull requests. And actually, this is then pretty much exactly what I do in my everyday job. Look at pull requests from other people, deciding if that should go live or not. Okay, this concludes GitHub. Besides one small thing that you might find might not have seen before, because I just showed you my VS Code, my code interface, and in there was a file that you have not seen before on the left that is called .gitignore. Who can tell me what the dot in front of a file means again and again?
That the file is normally hidden.
The file is normally hidden, exactly. Good job. I just have to ask the question again and again. So this is a file that is hidden. If I were to search for it in the folder, if I type ls, it is not showing up in here. But if I type ls with all the details, it shows up as in there. So it's a hidden file. This hidden file, in that hidden file, you can put stuff in there that is not tracked by Git. Meaning, I, for example, in here, I have added in a folder that is just called Sebastian's Corner. This is where I put my own notes for the sessions. But you only will see that there's a gitignore file with the name Sebastian's Corner. You will not actually see what I have in here, which is a file with my course materials. Just for your understanding, gitignore just contains everything that Git should not actively track. A classic example for stuff that you do not want to have tracked is your credentials, like your password and so on. If you have a service that you use that requires your password, your API key, stuff like that, then you usually want to have that in a gitignore, like wherever you put that information, just so it is not shared on the internet. Okay, great. Now that you have seen that, I think you have seen everything that is to say for Git for today. These slides are already online. I will quickly switch over to the other stuff that I have. If there's any questions, now there's a good time to ask them.
I got a question.
Of course.
If I type git branch, I think, then some window opens and I don't know how to close it.
Okay, just press Q.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Anytime. This is the same. We had that in the past already at some point, I think. I think that already happened somewhere. Let me think. Where did that happen? Does someone know? I also don't, therefore. I know that we had it, but I'm not sure when this exactly happened. Okay, I'm uploading my slides right now into Google Slides so I can share them with you. Great. Then let us continue with actually Python. I am terribly sorry for the vast amount of time that all of the Git stuff always takes in the beginning, but I feel like understanding both the terminal and Git at the very beginning is important to being a real coder, working properly. Otherwise, you can, of course, write Python, but you cannot properly work with a team or with your machine in general. Therefore, I always have these two lessons at the very beginning. Also, as we're doing Python right now, whoever is not interested in Python can now turn off, because I know, for example, that my wife only was there for the Git session. Thank you for taking part. Good. What we are doing today is the very basic data types of Python. For this, we will together create our first Python script, which should be a repetition because we did that in the past, execute it, and in there I will show you the basic data types. I did add a link in there in the slides that I highly recommend you all use. This allows you to open up your VS Code, the thing you have seen just a couple minutes ago where I type my code, from your command line, which is very practical. But you can do that in a second. Generally speaking, what are basic data types? They are also called primitives. This is the stuff that is as a type itself. This is immutable. This is the basic building block that everything else is then made out of. This is what your computer will then understand and work with. Therefore, it's pretty important to see them, learn them in the beginning, and then in the next session, we will see how to interact with them and how to put them together and build stuff out of these blocks. For now, I am going back to my terminal. I'm still on this weird branch that is called Sebastian's feature. I will go back to my master branch, git check out master. Wait, what did it say? Check out 2.0, check out master. You see my console already tells me I am behind by 2 commits. Therefore, I will now git pull again. So I am on the latest. And now I'm all set. Okay, from my terminal, I will, or you all will then, as soon as you click that link, open up your Visual Studio Code, your code interface. I do that by just typing code and then the dot. So I open up, this is a shorthand, it's abbreviation for open up VS Code here. You can only do that as soon as you click that link that I shared in the slides. Like I said, slides are online. So if someone wants to already do it, go ahead. Oops, this is my where I want to peek. God damn it, how could I move that out to the side? Need to figure out how to do that. Sorry, there's a lot of failing involved also in my stuff. I usually prepare these lessons where I write the code before. How can I double open that? Okay, doesn't matter. Then I will do it from scratch. Fuck my notes. I don't need any notes. I can do it freestyle. Okay, in that folder. Okay, so one step back. For all of you who cannot directly open, please open up your VS Code. It should be one of your installed programs. You can open up VS Code. Install application. And as soon as you open up your VS Code, you should be able to open a folder. And then you select your code folder, wherever you have put your code folder. Then you should see the same thing that I'm seeing right now. Maybe without that terminal at the bottom. Is that working?
Yes.
Perfect. I only needed one yes. If it doesn't work for someone, just tell me. Then we can do it together. Yeah.
Could you just say it or walk us through it again?
Of course, 100%. I will also use the other method. I will open up VS Code directly without from the command line VS Code. And then I click on the top and I open a folder. This is like the folder that I want to work with. And then I select where I want to go. I can also just like have my file browser here and select the folder. And I just select the code folder in there.
How can I find out where my code folder is located? Because I'm
Okay.
not sure if I choose the right one.
Okay, sure. Do you want to just share your screen? We
Yes.
have the luxury of time here.
Great.
Okay, perfect. You should have. Perfect. You're on a Windows subsystem for Linux. We created that code folder for you in your Windows subsystem for Linux. Therefore, on the left, if you scroll down in the quick access bar, there should be Linux at the bottom. It's kind of for Linux, it's kind of weird. Click on Ubuntu, then click on USR. It's complicated. I will create a link for you because it's really shitty. Wait, where is it? Let me quickly figure out where that is. Go back to your terminal, please. Can you do open space dot? This could work, I'm not sure. Okay, it doesn't. Then I need to quickly Google because I also, this was complicated. Where is my home folder path WSL? Sorry, I'm also just Googling on the side. Go back into your file browser. Go one level up, so to Ubuntu. There should be home. Yeah, there's home. Okay.
Right.
Daniel Guy. Yeah.
Then here's the code
Yep,
folder.
in there. This is basically what you want to open. But you want to now create what you want to do. Everyone who's using WSL, all of you, please, on your desktop of your machine, create a shortcut there. So right click on your desktop. Yeah, create a shortcut. Then go durchsuchen. Oh yeah, there, you want to go there, exactly. Yeah, because that really speeds up the process of working with WSL. Click on the link. Let's see if it works. It should. It does. Perfect. Okay, now please go back into your VS Code. Let's try if we can open up the link because it should get us there. Yes.
Wait, I just have to move away the.
Yes, you trust the author. This is you. You are the author. You trust that guy. Okay, open up a folder. Open folder, exactly. Click on your desktop, please. Click on the code folder. Okay, Ordner auswählen. Choose folder. Do you want to allow? Allow, yes. Okay.
Again, I trust the author.
Yeah. You also, I mean, could you open up again the folder only the legal plus 2024 because right now you selected the whole code folder and not just the legal plus plus. Yeah, only that one. This should, yeah. Now we are there. Okay, perfect. This is how it should look for everyone. Okay, great. In there, now I'm actually curious to see if everyone has all the right settings already installed. Maybe we need to spend a bit more time to have everyone set up in VS Code. Inside of your VS Code, there should be somewhere on the top, there should be a thing called terminal. And if you open that up, that should also bring up for all of you. Wait, I did not share my screen properly. On the top, somewhere there should be a thing called terminal. And there you can just create a new terminal. Best case scenario, this terminal already uses your Z shell. If it doesn't, I also need to configure that with you. If it does, that is fine. In that terminal, what you should be doing as soon as you can, if you cannot yet access the terminal properly, do it on the outside terminal, just your classic terminal. Navigate into the folder. I'm inside the folder and do a git pull. Make sure that you're on the latest version of everything that has been going on, because we cannot properly work together if you are not on the latest level. Okay, as this is now done, I will, inside that folder, create a new folder, and I will call the new folder session1. And inside of that session1, I will, on the top, create a new file. And that first file I will name script.py. And this script.py is where we will now write our stuff together. As you see by the ending .py, it already understands that this is Python. Therefore, this is also the Python icon on the top, meaning right now, the machine already understands that I'm writing Python. If for any one of you, this doesn't look like it, just like this, tell me, because I want to make sure that everyone is on board here. Don't want to lose anyone. I can in there type now Python commands like print. And I can run these files by just on the top using this arrow icon. And up there, it creates a new command line where it just runs the file. Therefore, it's printing out hi. This is what it should do.
I don't have this button to play, or this arrow.
Okay, show me what you have.
Yes.
Cool. People rejoining. I was worried for a second that I lost someone. Okay, save that file, please. Oh yeah. On the bottom, you already read. Do you want to install the recommended Python extension? Yes, please install the recommended Python extension. Click on install. This is why I was not sure if everyone is already set up, because I cannot recreate it because I have all my machines already set up. Yep. Click on install. And then I'm interested to see if you can then run Python already. Is it installing? Did you click on the blue install button? Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think it's running. It's
okay.
installing.
Okay, I have faith. Very good.
Were we supposed to create a script.py file ourselves?
You can for now, if you want.
Okay.
If you want to code along, do so, but I will, and this is now the general approach that I will take. In the end, after the lesson is over, I will push all the stuff that I have to GitHub, and you can just git pull, and then you have everything that I have made.
Okay.
Okay. On the bottom, please click on select Python interpreter. Python is not installed. Click for install. Oh, Python should be installed. Please reload your VS Code for now. He's installing, I think, a lot of stuff for you.
How do I reload it? Just
I mean, you can just close it and reopen it if you want. It also just said updating Visual Studio Code. I'm sure it will take some. You can, on the left there's an icon where you say always allow this. Yeah. Maybe, okay, then we'll spend a couple of seconds to do a bit more setup. If you Okay, you see the icon is now there on the top. So you could theoretically run your stuff. Right now, it still does not know your Python. Click on the left on these building blocks. It's called extensions. Yeah, there. It will now recommend a couple stuff for you. The most important one for you is WSL. It also reads it on the right. You want to install that as well. Generally, what VS Code recommends to you is usually a good thing. It is not Microsoft trying to spam you, but it is actually recommendations for what you're working on. Did you already click on install for WSL?
Yes,
No.
I did.
Okay, perfect. This is a very important one. For you, because your weird Windows setup with WSL. I have the same extension. I also have this WSL extension. And oh man, have I much extension? I have many extensions. But yeah. I hope this should already solve the Python interpreter issue, because that should allow your VS Code to actually see the Python installation that you have in your WSL. Okay, please reload. I think on the bottom left, on the cog icon, you can just say, no, you cannot. Sorry, you have to reopen it again. Also, it's still open for you. You still have it open. Another file. Just close all of your VS Code. Yeah, close, 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 and reopen. Okay. Let us again try to, in that line, please just write print parentheses. Yeah, hi. Save that file. Okay, it still says no Python interpreter. Click on the bottom and select Python interpreter. Python is not installed. Please click on Python is not installed. I'd like to see what VS Code says. If we need to actually install Python, but I think Python should be on your WSL. Okay, I mean, sure, go ahead. All the Mac users and all the Linux users should have Python in there already. This should not be an issue. Can some of the Mac users maybe confirm that? Just to be sure.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we have to perform both.
Okay, great. But I'm still confused that you would have to download it, because I feel like it should also be on your Ubuntu. Therefore, if your WSL extension is working properly, you should just use that Python that is on Ubuntu. Okay, it should be installed now, if I see that correctly. So close that one, click on the bottom right where it says select interpreter. Bottom right, select interpreter. And there, yeah, there is one. This is what you will then use. Okay, and now you should also be able to execute that. Yes. Oh, it does say hi. Perfect. Okay. Then you're also on level where you can execute your Python file. Very good. You can stop sharing. Anyone else having any issues there? This is important. I want you all of you to actually run your Python files in there.
I'm still hanging at the open folder because
Sure.
I can't find my Ubuntu.
Okay,
folder.
perfect. We have been there right a second ago with Daniel, but we can do it together. This is important. Please share your screen. You are also on WSL, right? These are the
Yes.
tricky ones to set up. I understand that. Now on your Windows machine, the Ubuntu is in a very weird spot. Please minimize VS Code for now, because I would like to go on your desktop together with you. And on your desktop, create a, you're only sharing your VS Code, I think, because I don't see anything else. I would, on your desktop, create a shortcut. That is the best way to approach it. Yeah, right-click on your desktop. Neue Verknüpfung, exactly. And then you go on Durchsuchen. It should open up. Scroll down. There should be Linux at the bottom somewhere, very far down. It's not weird. Daniel, what is the path that you have typed that should make it quicker?
Let me see. So I just clicked on Linux, and so there was top folder.
Okay. Go back into your file explorer, please, Eileen. We can solve this in a second. Just in your file explorer, yeah. And then on the left, if you scroll down, there should be Linux. Yeah, there's Linux, and there's Ubuntu. Perfect. Click on Ubuntu. Click on Home. ELAN 12. In there should be a code folder. Yeah, code. Click on the code folder, and then click on the top where it says Linux Ubuntu Home ELAN 12 code in that path. Adresse kopieren. Minimize that. Go back into your in there and just paste that line. Yeah, that should already do it. Yeah, weiter. Yeah, you can just name it code. That's good. And now if you click on that folder, this actually replaces all the long searching for Ubuntu, Home, ELAN 12, and so on. So what I would do now for you is just open up VS Code. So leave that code folder there. I also have one on my machine exactly there. Just open up your VS Code. Click on Open Folder. And click on that link on the desktop. This is the quickest way to do it. Otherwise, you would have to always search for Ubuntu Home code. Double click on the code folder. And then in the code folder, there should be legal++. Click on that folder and then say Ordner auswählen. Just Ordner auswählen, that's fine. And now it should click on the left, click on permanently allow. On the left, click permanently, yeah, and then say allow.
Okay.
Okay, that is good. It should take a second to load that in, but as soon as it is in, but it should not take that long.
Should I try it again?
Yes, please do. I'm confused. It should not be that complicated for the machine. Double click on that. Double click on that, and then say open. Yeah, Ordner auswählen.
Okay.
Okay, it's working. Also, you are also not on the latest version. Therefore, you also need to. Oh, yeah. It is right now telling you, yes, you trust your office. This is basically us. You also want to, no, not yet. On the left, go on extensions. And it will tell you that it wants to install WSL, or do you already have that?
I already installed it.
Okay, this is good. You also have Python. Okay, on the bottom left, where the cog icon is, click on the cog wheel, yes. Click on restart to update. It should reopen the same thing with the latest updates. Okay. Okay. Good. You can click away the release notes. You can click on download Git if you want. It doesn't matter. You could have just clicked on the button there. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do it for now. You can also do it later. but you should be good to go. Can you please also just for my testing create a Python file in there? Yeah, can just if you on the left, wait, go back on the left. If on the yeah, there's an icon on the top that is the plus icon with the new file there.
This one?
Yeah, that one. This will just create a new file. Now just name it script.py. .py. And in there, press enter. Now you created a file. Now in that file, you type in print, and then in parentheses, quotation marks and hi. So Klammer auf. Wait. In die Klammer rein. Ja. Und dann das andere löschen. Also, there is a white space between print and hide that should not be there. Generally, I'm not even sure if it will break. Okay, now, wait, no, yeah, now save that. So, Steuerung S will save the file. For Mac users, Command S. And now on the top right on this play icon, this this arrow on the top right. On the script.py in the same level as the tab. Go to right, way more right, almost to the end. Yep, there's that arrow. Run Python file. Let us see if it does that. Okay, no Python interpreter selected. Select Python interpreter. Click on the blue button. And then Python is not installed. Please click on Python is not installed. The same thing that was there for Daniel. Then it should open up the Microsoft Store and offer you the latest Python version in a second.
Okay. Okay,
download that. And as soon as it is downloaded, you can then select again the Python interpreter, and then there should be Python 3.11.
Okay. Should I stop my sharing?
If you want to. If it doesn't work, tell me, then we can look at it together again. Okay. But I think you are then set up.
Thank you.
Sure, anytime. Anyone else having questions? Right now, it does not make any sense to start actually going through that test because it's 2 minutes before the end of the session. So if there's any more questions, I can now answer them to get you all set up.
I just have a quick question. We all now have the script.py file. If we pull, does it create another merge conflict?
It will create another merge conflict. This is correct.
Okay.
But it will only create a merge conflict as soon as I pushed my changes to GitHub. Right now, I did not yet do that. But as soon as I did that, yes, it would do that.
Okay.
And therefore, what you can do is if you want to just make notes during the lectures, you can do that on your own branch.
Yeah.
This is one thing you could do. Or you, I'm not even sure how people do that normally. Because I think like, I never thought of that the last time I did that course. I just only ever pushed my notes and then people just copy that notes. How would people do that? I might actually, maybe I will, before I do the course, upload already the new changes that I made. So everything that is new, I might already upload. So you can then, for each session, create your own branch based off what I uploaded beforehand as code, and then write your comments in there. Then you have all of the stuff that I am building together with your notes. Maybe that would make most sense.
Yeah.
Or what do you all think?
Yeah, I think it sounds good. If I delete the script.py file now and then pull.
Yeah, if you delete everything. Okay, one thing that I would like to explain now that I have 2 more minutes of time. You all should have this source control thing here inside of your VS Code. That source control thing is actually just it is Git. This is what you have been doing from the command line the whole time. And in there, you can, if I just click on it, it tells me this is the change. Before there was nothing, now there is print hi in that one file. I can also, the plus icon is the same as git add. So this adds it. I can also just unadd it. And the for you important thing is if you just want to throw away your stuff, there's also an icon that reads discard changes. And if you in there just discard everything, this is the same as if in the command line you just type in git reset hard, then you just throw away everything. And if you then pull, there is no conflict.
Okay.
You can do that if you prefer to do it. I'm generally, if we write code together, I will make sure to have, to give you everything and also type in comments in the code that I give you, so you can later recreate what I have been doing. But usually people also want to take notes on the side, and so it is kind of up to you. If you want to take a different approach, just tell me in the future, any one of you, then I can do it. But for now, I will go ahead and for the first time actually do it in there. So I will do the plus thing in here. Type created first Python file, do commit, and then sync changes equals to push if I did not push before. And now I am pushing on, as you read on the bottom, on master branch. Therefore, all of you inside of your Legal++ 2024 folder can now git pull. And if you do a git pull in there, it should then pull down the latest changes that I made in there. Okay, this is everything that I should be saying for today. The homework already I gave you, which was in the Git session, which is create a branch, make change, push the change, and create a pull request for me. Then I can look at your pull requests. Okay, and with that, I think I will conclude it for today. Anything else does not make sense. We should not go any deeper. I will, however, give you 2 more links. One of them is the recommendation link in here. And another one is a link where you can actually, where your VS Code will actually use your Ubuntu terminal. So it does not use the PowerShell from Microsoft for all of the WSL users, just so you know. There will be 2 links coming. And I think with this, Elisa, if you want, you can